Joe Elliott, Mr. Joe Elliott, it's an honor for me. Thank you for your time.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, and how are you doing? Everything's all right?
Great, absolutely brilliant. You know, I mean, buzzing about the new album, buzzing about the fact that the tour's still on, or you know, it's been postponed twice, but it's not going to get postponed again. I wouldn't think. But yeah, we're just buzzing about the new record. We're so excited. The reaction to Kick so far has been pretty positive, and we're just really excited for everybody to hear the rest of it.
Yeah, I think they're ready too. So what can the fans expect from the new album?
So there's very different stuff. We've got Alison Krauss on 2 songs.
Yeah, I know, Alison Krauss and David Bowie's pianist Mike Garson.
Yeah, and Mike Garson plays the piano on the 2 songs I wrote. My piano playing is okay, right? It's not great. Garson is an avant-garde jazz pianist. He's off the charts bonkers when it comes to playing piano. You only have to listen to the title track of Aladdin Sane from Bowie's album in '73 to hear what Mike's capable of doing to a song. And we asked him, you know, I've been working with him remotely and in real life for the last 4 years on David Bowie tribute shows. Yeah. So I have a good relationship with Mike. And when I said to Phil, who along with me is a huge fan of Garson, I said, what do you think about Mike on the piano? And he was like, fuck yes. Yeah. So I rang Mike up and I said, hey, Mike, you fancy playing on a couple of Def Leppard tunes? He's like, yeah. So we don't want to make things that are a pale copy of our past. It's got to have echoes of our past, because even we like it. You know, with things like Kick, Fire It Up, SOS Emergency, Give Me a Kiss That Rocks, that's some classic Def Leppard right there.
That's
but with
the
Angels,
point.
Yeah, with Angels and with Liquid Dust, You Rock Me, Goodbye for Good This Time. We've got songs that are, and the 2 songs with Alison, they're vastly different to anything we've ever done. Yet you can still say, that sounds like Def Leppard. You know, it's just different. We've progressed the way we like to think Queen did. After the first 2 Queen records, which were pretty much just hard rock, they then went woof with Sheer Heart Attack, and then with Night of the Opera and Day of the Races. They broadened their horizons, and that's exactly what we've done here.
Yeah, of course. Yes, and your first single, Kick, it's a powerful and rip-roaring rock song. Why did you choose this song to release for first release of a song of your new album?
Because of everything that you just said. It's a stadium anthem. You know, we're about to hit stadiums. It's one of those songs that you can hear. You know, if you ever watch like American football, when they have a break, the tannoy system in the stadium starts playing We Will Rock You or Joan Jett's I Love Rock and Roll. It's one of the kind of songs, or one of ours, even Sugar. It's one of those kind of songs that I could hear in that environment, you know. And the interesting thing about Kick is, for the longest time, for a year, we were under the illusion that this album was a 14-track record. And once we'd finished those 14 songs, we'd gone 6, 7, 8 weeks maybe with the album done. And then Phil phoned me up and he said, I've just written a song with a friend of mine called Dave Bassett. Do you want to hear it? And I said, sure. And it was Kick. And he sent it over. And I said, you got to be kidding me. You can't, what are you going to do with that if we don't do it? You know, I said, you got to send it to everybody else. So he did. And it was Sav that came out with the immortal line. He went, fucking hell, Sugar, anybody? And what he meant by that was, he wasn't comparing the song to Pour Some Sugar on Me. He was comparing the circumstances, which was that in 87, late 86, Hysteria was done pretty much as an 11-track record. And then out of nowhere, I came up with the chorus, played it to Mutt, and he went, we got to do this. And then we wrote Sugar, which is arguably the most important song on that album, if not our entire career. And this was the same thing. So once we got the song finished, me and Phil and Dave Bassett wrote another one. And he's like, wow, this is great. And it's like, okay, we're going to end up with a 17-track record. But we had to stop because vinyl, there's like an 8-month waiting list to get it pressed. And we wanted the album out for this tour. So we had to deliver the album way, way ago. But we've been sitting on the album for a year. And then Kick comes along. And it was so exciting that we just thought, this got to be the first song off the record.
Yeah, and you recorded the album parallel to each other.
What was very freeing about this whole, liberating about this whole experience was, because me and Phil were only on the phone, we never even did Zoom. We didn't see each other for 2.25 years, but we were on the phone every day. We were emailing every day. Sometimes we were on the phone 3 or 4 times a day, and we were 8 hours apart. So I had to wait until at least 2 p.m. because Phil's an early riser. 6 a.m. in California, I would text him saying, "Are you awake?" And he'd go, "Yeah." And he'd phone me and we'd talk. And then he'd, I'd say, "I've dropped something into your inbox, have a listen." And he'd listen to it and he'd work on it if he liked it and send it back to me. So while I'm asleep, he's working on it. I would wake up to it while he's asleep and work on it and send it back. So all of a sudden, this writing process that had they been at my house would have lasted 4 weeks or so. It's already gone past 4 weeks remotely, and we're really excited with the results that we've got.
Yeah.
And it's okay, well, now the tour's off, we've pretty much got the rest of this year to do this. We're already making an album. We don't have to stop for the tour. We just keep going. And myself and Phil wrote 5 more songs over the next 3 or 4 months. And the beauty, is the best thing about this. When they all come to my house, it's a wonderful experience. I've got my studio, everybody's happy to be there. But if I'm singing, they're all sitting around waiting in my house.
Yeah.
The difference in this recording situation is they're all waiting around in their house, or they're not waiting around at all, because while I'm singing this guitar, Phil's doing guitars on Liquid Dust, Vivian's doing guitars on You Rock Me, Sam's doing the bass on Open Your Eyes, etc., etc. So we could be working on 4 different songs at the same time, and they all go to the central collection agency that was Ronan, our producer engineer. And he's the guy that had the responsibility of gluing it all together. But as he said, guys, this is dead easy. It's no different than if you were all in the same building. You wouldn't all be in the studio at the same time anyway. We haven't done an album where we've played everything live together since High and Dry. We've always done it, drums, then bass, then guitars, then vocals.
Yeah, of course.
Like I've said before, I've been saying it all the time since we've announced this album. I can't see us ever doing it traditionally again, where we meet up to do a session. Yes, for a radio show, TV performances, playing live, of course, but making an album, this was so much more fun than any album we've ever made. And the end result is better than we expected, and for a band that's been together for 45 years, it's a career-defining album, this. I honestly think that Diamond Star Halos, not commercially, we all know it's a different world, but from an artistic point of view, this is the same quantum leap, I think, that Rumours was for Fleetwood Mac or Hotel California was for the Eagles. What came before, what came before for those 2 bands was amazing. There was nothing wrong with the Jeremy Spencer years, the Peter Green years, or the album before Hotel California for the Eagles was their greatest hits, one of the biggest selling albums of all time. And then they did Hotel California, which was like, wow, what a difference, This record, it's a lot of our peers don't make new records anymore.
Yeah.
And the fact is that because everybody's at home, when they're not working, they're at home doing things. And what did we all do in lockdown? Tidied up, renovated. So not only have we done this, we've done so much work that's going to be ready for the future. We tidied up the 3rd box set of the back catalogue, of which is going to be the 3 of 4. We've been working on setting up the Def Leppard Vault Museum. We did all that kind of stuff. We didn't let anything go to waste. We worked harder during lockdown than we would have done if we weren't in lockdown.
Yeah, and we are all happy about it. You're absolutely right. So, and we'll be going on tour with Motley Crue, with Poison, and Joe and Jet. I mean, how fucking amazing is this?
We were so excited to do this tour anyway in 2020. And then it was moved to 21. And then even then we knew it's not going to happen. So it's got moved to 22 and it's going to happen. And by the way, it is coming to Germany in 2023. We are touring work with this. But the exciting thing for Def Leppard, at least now, is that when we do these shows, we've got some new songs to play. We wouldn't have had that opportunity in 2020, we may have done in 21 because we were we've been sitting on this record for over a year now. We know the tour is going to happen. We've got these new songs. We're going to be playing at least 2 or 3 new songs in this set. You know, we don't want to overdo it. You don't want to go, hey, we're going to play our entire new album and watch everybody leave to go to the beer tent. It's just, it's just what would happen, you know. Listen, we don't get bored of playing Pour Some Sugar on Me or Photograph or Rock of Ages or Animal. These are our songs that put us in front of a stadium-sized audience. Why would we not play them? It's like the Stones not playing. It's like the Rolling Stones not playing Satisfaction, or Paul McCartney not playing Let It Be, or Billy Joel not playing all his hits, or Springsteen doing Born to Run, U2. You know, I mean, you name any band you like. You got to play some songs that people know, but we want to play some new ones as well. And I think the audience is ready always. If you don't overdo it, do a new song every 30 minutes, I don't think it's a problem.